Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I don't know what today's message is, but somebody needs to hear this because I did a whole video earlier this morning, and it was hours ago. So I don't even remember everything that I talked about. But I said in it that sometimes the most profound parts of my message don't come until like midway through or towards the end or something like that. So if you just stop listening in the first part of the message, you miss it. And I went through the whole thing, and yes, there was very profound messages in what I was saying, because all of a sudden the downloads started coming in. And I looked at my clock thinking, okay, well, I'm like 20 minutes into this, and oh no, it stopped at 1 minute and 24 seconds. Stopped recording. This morning has been unreal. I can't tell you how many things have gone wrong. But whatever that message was must have been for me. Or it's not the time to give it to you yet. I don't know. But the one that will come through now will be exactly what you need to hear. Exactly what somebody needs to hear. Because I will tell you, this morning, like I said, I went to, up to that point, other things had, I want to say, misfired. And I went to do the recording. My ring light wouldn't stay on. I got part of the way through the recording and something happened, but like I said, I got almost to the end of my message, and I looked up and my thing had stopped recording. I was like, are you kidding me? And I was getting ready to leave to go to my chiropractor appointment. So I didn't have time at that moment to redo the message. And I thought, you know what? This is a perfect example of how, and maybe this is the message that you guys need today. When things, you will be, I hear you will be tested. You will be tempted, just like Jesus when he was in the desert. Now, I had no idea that was coming through. So hang in there, because more's coming. So I would like this video if I were you. Subscribe to my channel, because the messages, it's unreal how they come in. And they're always profound. So my message, the message to you today is, the Bible teaches us that Satan tempted the devil. Satan tempted Jesus, right? When he was going through the desert. It was his ego. Because think about where he was. He wasn't in a pleasant place. He wasn't in oh, this is happy, I'm with family and friends and everything's going great. He was in a bad spot, right? Well, not bad spot, but. So your ego kicks in. And when your ego kicks in and you go into a lower frequency feeling, the angels that play in that sandbox come to join you, which is what happened with Jesus. The angels came in and said, oh, and I don't know the whole story, don't care about the story, because it's not, if I needed to know what it was, I would have been guided to it. But when you are tempted, you have a choice of which sandbox you want to play in. And this is where in a few of my videos, I've talked about God's sandbox and Satan's sandbox. There is nothing wrong with either one of them. It's whichever one you choose to play in. This morning, and I've said, you know, those angels are here, Satan's angels are here to play with you. They're all of love. It just depends on which box you choose to stay in. Because last night, I had a rough night sleeping. I had a rough night. My husband was kind of jumpy, so his wedding ring was banging against the headboard every time he would jerk. And I got frustrated, and I got up out of bed. I came out and I slept on the love seat. It's not a couch, it's a love seat. So I'm balled up in a knot. I wake up this morning. My neck is all tight. My back is all tight. I was not in a good frame of mind when I woke up. So what did I do? I sent out a low frequency. Of course, then my husband gets up and he didn't have a really good night. So the two of us started sniping at each other. And so that was how that was the frequency that I sent out. It's like, okay, I'm crawling into this sandbox. So those angels said, okay, let's play. And again, I can't tell you how many things went wrong. I could have looked at it as, oh my God, my day is gone to hell in a handbasket. Nothing's going right. You know, in that woe is me, victimhood mindset. Or choose to go, no, you know what? I'm not playing in that box today. I choose to play in God's box. Stuff happens. Let it go. Thank you. Accept what comes as it comes. Don't judge it. Because while, yes, it was frustrating, all of the things that happened were frustrating. However, it's just things. You know, I took the video. I got to the end of the video and I was like, oh, what? That was a really good message. Yeah, I guess y'all weren't meant to hear it. It'll come through when it's meant to come through. And that is the mindset that I went with instead of victimhood. Instead of, oh, well, nothing ever works for me. Everything is going bad today. No, I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever. I'm just not meant to do that video right now. I'll do one later. Whatever's meant to come through. So, and then I got in my car and I drove to my chiropractor appointment. And yeah, and then I went shopping because my granddaughter's pre-K graduation is this weekend. So I'm making a cake for her. So I went and bought stuff for her and I just had fun. I had a good time. So I chose, even though it started raining a little bit when I pulled into the parking lot, I could have let that be one more thing that just added to everything else that had happened that morning. But I didn't let it bother me. And that's, again, you have the choice. Because even, Jesus had the choice. He could have gone down that path and played in Satan's sandbox. And, I don't know what would have happened at that point. But he wouldn't have... You know what? Wow. He was here. Here it is. He was here to show us how to do this. He was here to show us how to live. If he was tempted to stay in that sandbox and he chose not to, even prior to him being crucified, think about it. If you thought for a moment that tomorrow was going to be your last day and they were going to crucify you, knowing what that means, where would your headspace be? You wouldn't be very pleased about it. Your ego would kick in and go, holy crap, what's getting ready to happen? So again, Satan comes to tempt him. And it's like, because I don't want to say beat it. He chose not to play in that sandbox. He chose to stay in a place of love and see that everything happens for a reason. So let him be your guide. Let Jesus, which is the embodiment of the Christ consciousness, when you resurrect that in you, you're still going to be tempted. You're still going to have those angels try to play with you. And when you play with them with their toys, they're going to share more of their toys with you, which is more negative experiences. Because if Jesus had gone into, oh my God, I'm getting ready to be crucified, and went down that whole path of victimhood and everything he did, he would not have been in the headspace to evolve his consciousness to a point to be able to handle the resurrection. I mean, the crucifixion. And then, yes, the resurrection. But again, it's all part of the experience. So yes, you will be tempted. I don't care how enlightened you are. You're on the Earth planet, the planet of duality. The angels are all angels. It's which ones do you choose to play with? And it really doesn't matter what happened this morning. Yes, there were things that happened that it was less than desirable. And I could have gone down that path, but I chose not to. And that, again, and it's 14:14 as I say that. I'm not saying it's always easy, but it is doable. And I see the word try with a big circle around it and a line drawn through it. It's like, don't try, just do it. God didn't design you to try. Try gives you a way out if you decide it's too hard. It's not worth it. Oh, I tried. I took a chance. I tried to make it happen. I tried. No. Do your best, but do your best, not try your best. Because you can do anything you put your mind to. And when you shift, and I'll tell you, I usually get in my car and turn on the radio, and something was like, no, just use this quiet time. Just because alchemy is what I hear. Normally, I would use music to shift my attitude, my mindset. Today, it was a higher purpose. It was a higher what? A higher mission. Because it is to prove a point that it's your choice. You don't really need a distraction. You don't need a distraction. You have the power within you to shift at any given time. It's your choice. So I wanted to share that with you. That was what I felt now after this morning's message. to share this with you. Because we're all human. We all have days where shit happens. And then another thing happens, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens. And it just is. Nobody is attacking you. Nobody is coming after you. You didn't do anything to deserve it. It's just the headspace that you got in. You get what you focus on. So when you send energy to all those bad things that happened, you get more bad things. When you choose to shift your focus, you start getting good things. And I found the coolest stuff for my granddaughter's cake. And then, what else was it? I don't know. The rest of my day has been great. Yeah, it's still raining, but so. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, help this message get out, because people need to hear this now. And especially now with everything going on. And if they get stuck in, oh, it's bad, it's, whatever. It's not bad. It's how you choose to look at it. So, have an amazing day, and we will talk soon.